Masarap pakinggan ang mga inspirasyon na mga kwento ng ating mga kababayan mula po sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Mula sa Manila Hotel, nakakasama natin, nakakakwentuhan ang ating mga kabayan. At this point, syempre, sa pangalan ng aking partner, Attorney Dante Mercado, ang ating Senior Legal Advisor ng Bantay OCW Program, makakapiling natin si Ginoong LAPU-LAPU CAña. Siya po isang financial broker, officer ng KCGR mula po sa Knights of Rizal sa Canada.
Inihahandog ng Inquirer.net at Radyo Inquirer Online ang Best Public Service Program ng KBP Golden Dove Awards at Hall of Fame awardee ng Catholic Mass Media Awards at Gawad Tanglaw. Hatid ng Bantay OCW Foundation. 25 years nang naglilingkod sa ating mga overseas Filipino workers at kanilang mga kamag-anak saan man sa mundo. Hosted by Miss Susan K. Best Public Service Program Host sa radyo at telebisyon. Pilipinas Online. Bantay OCW.
Mr. LAPU-LAPU CAña, welcome po sa Bantay OCW Program.
Maraming salamat po. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes,
Yes.
taga saan ba ang Mr. CAña?
Originally from Cebu.
From Cebu.
Yes.
Gaano na kayo katagal sa Canada?
It's only 45 years.
Oh no!
Were you born already 45 years ago?
Oh yes. Batang-bata kayo nung lumipat kayo ng Canada.
I spent more time in Canada than in my home country, but I always loved to be home, back in the Philippines.
Ano nagtulak kay Mr. CAña na mag-migrate sa Canada at bakit po Canada?
It's quite a long story. Well, I had a good life in the Philippines, but then the martial law had some change of the environment, especially looking towards the future of my family. I had a growing family, and I happened to have a sister-in-law in Canada who said, "Why don't you try Canada?" After a long conversation and considering all factors, me and my family, my wife, decided to live in Canada in 1977 with our young family.
Mabilis ba yung naging desisyon po ninyo?
It took a little while.
Oo.
As a matter of fact, my wife said, "No, you go ahead first, take a look, and then come back if it's worth going there." But I said, "No, I would not like to go without you.
Okay.
Let us go together. And let's try. If this won't work, we can always come back."
Pero Mr. CAña, that time may anak na kayo. May
I
mga
had
anak
3
na.
children already. They were
So
small.
bit-bit nyo sila lahat?
Oh, yes.
Isang biyahe?
2, 4, and 7.
Oh. So wala pang alam yung mga bata. Nalilipat na sila.
It was a big move, really.
Yes,
Big move
that's
and a
true.
big challenge. But, we could always try. And if it doesn't work, we can always go back to the Philippines.
Ano po yung initial na pasok ninyo doon? Anong status?
I tried getting a job from my company here. I used to work with a Johnson & Johnson company.
Okay.
I thought I could work there as well. But the situation is different because being very new in the country,
Oo.
they just would not like to hire you right away. So I joined an insurance company, and it was a tough start of life.
Oh, so inaasahan sana ninyo na doon na lang kayo sa Canada-based na company ninyo, pero hindi pala kayo na-absorb.
I was not able to get the job of my previous employer here in
Hindi naman kayo na-disheartened noon.
No, but I said, well, nandito na naman tayo. Well, might as well take a try.
Decided na kasi kayo.
We
Talagang
decided.
aalis kayo.
We go there and it's like we'll give it at least a year.
Opo.
And if it doesn't really work, we can always go back. So we managed to adjust ourselves. With 3 little children, it's a big decision, really. It's a big move. And we have to find a job because we had a little money to go there and we have bills to pay. So we decided to really try whatever opportunity we get. And I was able to start in the financial services as an insurance broker. It was difficult in the beginning, but because of determination, I was able to adjust. And then I thought, well, I think it's a good opportunity for us to stay here.
Okay.
After 1 year, decided, so we'll give it another year. another year, and it was
45
getting-
years na.
everything got better and better. And my
Oo.
children, Canada is one of the, I would say, we're so fortunate to be there. The opportunities for raising a family, free education with everything provided for. I thought it was an opportunity for us to build our future in Canada.
Pero ano po yung mga challenges na nung mga unang mga taon ninyo doon?
The challenges is, of
Na
course,
feeling nyo gusto nyo nang gumiba?
well, they call it the culture shock.
Ayan, oo.
Number one, the weather condition, the winter is terrible. We have no friends, so we have to build our network.
Apo.
My wife had to start a work, whatever was available, which was entirely different from her. She was a school teacher here. She started working as, in a grocery store.
Aha, really?
The beauty in Canada is whatever work you get, even if you start the very bottom, you can afford to pay the basic needs.
Opo.
You can afford to buy any food you want to eat, and you can afford to pay your accommodation, etc. So I think it's not bad at all, and things get better as the years go by.
Malaking factor doon, Mr. Kanya, yung language, di po ba? Kasi English din.
Well, the beauty is we are proficient in the English language, which is a
Yes.
big plus.
Opo.
Communication is, of course, very vital in any society. As a matter of fact, our school training here, my eldest daughter she went to the best school here, St. Teresa's, and she had the best foundation.
Opo.
When she arrived in Canada, she was in fact promoted right away to one grade higher. Accelerated because her proficiency in writing and oral expression were excellent. So,
Ang laking factor talaga ng English, ano po?
yes, very good.
Oo.
Very
At
good.
pagdating sa English naman talaga, hindi pa uhuli ang Pinoy.
No. Yeah, we are proficient in communication.
Mr. Kanya, nandito ka sa Manila Hotel ngayon para sa International Assembly ng Knights of Rizal.
Right.
Kayo po ay KCGR. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Turuan nyo nga kami.
Okay. To be a Knight of Rizal, you go to the different degrees.
Aha.
And modesty aside, that is the highest degree of the membership of the organization. That's Knight Grand Cross of
Apo.
Rizal. In other words, I earned the merits of the promotions because I was a very devoted Rizalist.
Anong taon po yun? Nung una kayo nag-miyembro?
I was there when the Knights of Rizal movement started in Canada.
Aha.
I was one among the pioneers.
Opo.
That was something like 1986, 1985, something like that. Almost 30 years, yeah.
Tagal na.
Matagal na.
Oo. So
Yeah.
habang nagtatrabaho kayo, at
Yeah.
the same time, busy kayo
But
dito sa Knights
before
of Rizal.
that, even when I was in the Philippines,
Opo.
I was involved in Rizal movement. As a matter of fact, I was one of the delegates to the National Rizal Youth Leadership Training Institute that was organized by the Knights of Rizal organization to instill in the young minds of the students the teachings and the philosophies of our national hero. So I was one of the delegates to the first institute of Rizal teachings.
Para-pareho po ba kayo ng mga proyekto worldwide dito sa Knights?
Okay, the Knights of Rizal, they have a manual, they have a guide. Basically, the purpose of the organization is to promote and propagate the ideals and teachings of our national hero, which are love of country, love of God, love of justice. And Rizal inspired the people during the dark years when we were under the Spanish colonizers. And in our country, we were treated like second-class citizens. So Rizal said, this is not right. He was a brilliant man. He was a visionary. And he wrote critical articles, he wrote novels criticizing the system of the colonizers. And this opened up the minds of the Filipino people that inspired Bonifacio to organize the Katipunan and rose against Spain. And that was the beginning of the movement that eventually gave us our nation and our freedom. So Rizal deserves to be promoted, deserves to be taught to the people. As a matter of fact, the Rizal, Knights of Rizal organization is mandated under Republic Act in our Philippine Constitution. In other words, you and I and all Filipinos have the moral obligation to promote the teachings of our national hero. And I believe in that. Especially for so many people forget our roots. It's our job to instill these ideas to the people. Especially,
Ano po yung mga projects? Ano po yung mga pinagkakaabalahan ng Knights of Rizal sa Canada?
There are actually two basic programs that we are mandated to do. And these are the his birth anniversary. You know, when Rizal was born, June 19. And then he was executed in December 30. These 2 months, we organize programs. And we invite the public and we remind them the greatness of Rizal, to make them conscious of who this man is.
Pati po ba ibang lahi?
Oh yes!
Sumama na dito sa Knights of Rizal?
Rizal's ideas was universal.
So hindi po to exclusive for Pinoy, hindi lang for Filipinos.
As long as you believe in his principles, we have memberships, great leaders, international leaders. I could mention, you know, the former American Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger. In fact, he accepted to join the Knights of Rizal. The King of Spain, Don Juan Carlos, joined as an honorary member because they believe in the ideas espoused by Dr. Rizal.
So alam nila, kilala nila ang Dr. Jose Rizal.
Kilala nila. We Filipinos should be proud of this man.
And happy kayo na kayo ay miyembro, opisyal, KCGR ng KOR.
It is an honor for us to help promote his teachings to the world.
And going back po dito sa inyong pamumuhay sa Canada, kayo po ba nag-i-encourage din sa ating mga kababayan na sige, pwede pa kayo mag-migrate, pwede silang lumabas ng bansa?
Even if I'm there for a long time, I always love my country. I see to it that at least I visit here and enjoy the life here. And if there is anything, whatever we can do to help our country, we do that. So we get involved in many activities that help our country. You know, especially during calamities.
Opo.
When there are major calamities here, I help organize fundraising activities to be able to help send back some aid here in the Philippines. Now that I am retired, I spend my time here and I spend my time there. Because my children and my grandchildren are there. Of course, I want to be there with. But I want to spend time here, especially when it's winter there. I want to be here.
Gusto niyo sa mainit, ha?
Yeah. I love the Philippines.
Oo nga.
I love the Philippines.
May gusto po kayong iwanang mensahe sa ating mga kababayan saan man sa mundo?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Caña.
Okay, mga kababayan, kung saan man kayo, huwag din niyong kalimutan ang ating mahal na Pilipinas. Wherever you are, if you have achieved a certain level of success, do not forget the Philippines. The little thing that you will send her materially or in the form of any participation of projects that will promote upliftment of our country, please do it. Because it's like giving back, paying back. You won't be what you are if not for your roots in the Philippines. We have to do something. Whatever our government is working hard, you know, to elevate the economy and the standard of living of our people. May God bless us all for the good of our country.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Caña.
It's a pleasure.
Opo. Hanggang sa
It's a
muli
pleasure.
po. Ingat
Maraming
kayo sa inyong
salamat,
pagbabalik
Susan.
sa Canada.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much po. Mga kaibigan, si Ginoong LAPU-LAPU CAña, ang ating opisyal KCGR ng Knights of Rizal mula po sa Canada at syempre isa pong matagumpay na financial broker. Nagtatagumpay na kwento ng ating mga kababayan sa ibayong dagat ang patuloy na inihahatid po namin sa inyo mula po dito sa Pilipinas online, Bantay OCW at ang kanyang napakagandang mensahe sa ating mga kababayan saan man sa mundo. Sa pangalan ni Attorney Dante Mercado, ang ating Senior Legal Advisor ng Bantay OCW Program mula po sa Bantay OCW Foundation dito sa Inquirer.net at Radyo Inquirer Online. Ako po si Susan K.